Radio programmers thought they could control rock and roll. They were wrong. Throughout the 60s, 70s, and 80s, stations banned songs for being too sexual, too violent, or too dangerous for public consumption. But every time they tried to silence the tracks, something incredible happened. The songs became bigger than anyone imagined. Today, we're counting down 13 rock songs that were banned from the airwaves, but went on to become absolute legends. Plus, we've got a bonus track that was so controversial, it sparked congressional hearings. Let's dive in. Number 13. Four working-class lads from Birmingham had already terrified parents with their dark, heavy sound. The godfathers of heavy metal. Then they decided to write a song from Satan's own perspective. Black Sabbath, N.I.B, 1970. The BBC banned it outright. American programmers called it blasphemous. Religious groups organized boycotts. They heard Ozzy wailing about being Satan and immediately pulled the plug. The censors missed the point. This wasn't devil worship, it was theater. Ozzy was playing a character telling a story about Satan falling in love and becoming human. The band backfired spectacularly. Underground FM stations picked it up, and N.I.B became the blueprint for heavy metal storytelling. Number 12. The world's most dangerous rock band had already scandalized America with their wild performances. The Bad Boys of Rock and Roll. Then their lead singer made the most brazen sexual proposition in music history. The Rolling Stones. Let's Spend the Night Together, 1967. Let's spend the night together now. Ed Sullivan demanded the Stones change the lyrics to Let's Spend Some Time Together for his show. Jagger agreed but rolled his eyes every time he sang the sanitized version, making his contempt crystal clear to 73 million viewers. Let's spend the night together now. Radio stations across the Bible Belt banned the song entirely. They called it immoral and a threat to American values. The controversy turned a simple rock song into a generational battle cry that made the song more essential with every band. Oh no. Number 11. Los Angeles folk rockers had pioneered the jangly guitar sound that defined the mid-60s. The masters of harmony and melody. But when they recorded a song that authorities claimed promoted drug use, radio stations across America pulled the plug on what should have been their biggest hit. The Byrds, 8 Miles High, 1966. 8 miles high, and when you touch. The song was actually about the band's airplane flight to London. But radio programmers heard 8 Miles High and immediately assumed it was about drugs. The BBC banned it. American stations followed suit. The timing couldn't have been worse. It was released just as the drug panic was reaching fever pitch. The Byrds protested that the song was innocent, inspired by their transatlantic flight and the jazz of John Coltrane. But in 1966, any reference to being high was radioactive. The band killed the song's commercial momentum and marked the beginning of radio's war on drug references. The irony was crushing. The Byrds had created one of the most innovative psychedelic rock songs ever recorded, and radio's paranoia prevented it from reaching its full audience until years later, when Crosby and Clark admitted the song was about their flight. And, well, maybe a little bit of recreational experimentation, too. Number 10. Los Angeles leather-clad poets of darkness turned every concert into a theatrical experience. The Kings of Psychedelic Rock. When their charismatic frontman delivered the most explicit sexual invitation ever recorded, radio programmers ran for cover. The Doors, Love Me Two Times, 1967. Morrison's lyrics left little to the imagination. Radio executives called it pornographic. The BBC banned it immediately. But Morrison didn't care about radio play. The Doors were building a cult following that hung on every whispered invitation. The radio band helped the song's legend grow. It became forbidden knowledge, passed between fans like contraband. The song that was too hot for mainstream radio became one of the Doors' most enduring classics. Touch me one time, baby. Number 9. Britain's most celebrated blues guitarist had conquered the world with Cream, the master of the blues revival. But when he recorded a song with a 7-letter word that sent moral guardians into overdrive, radio stations banned it without understanding its message. Eric Clapton, Cocaine, 1977. The irony was thick. Clapton didn't write the song, and it wasn't promoting cocaine use. It was warning against it. But radio programmers only heard cocaine in the chorus and hit the panic button. Many stations across America pulled it from rotation. They completely missed the song's message about addiction's devastating consequences. The band turned cocaine into an underground anthem for a generation struggling with substance abuse. Number 8. London's most explosive rock band had earned a reputation for destroying their instruments on stage. The masters of controlled chaos. But when they released their generational anthem of rebellion, the establishment tried to silence it completely. The Who, My Generation, 1965. Talking about my generation. The BBC banned it, claiming Roger Daltrey's stutter might offend people with speech impediments. The real reason was the song's raw aggression and generational warfare. Lines about hoping to die before getting old were a declaration of war against everything their parents represented. The song became a rallying cry for youth rebellion. The more authority figures tried to suppress it, the more powerful it became. My Generation thrived because of the controversy. Number 7. California's most intellectually challenging rock musician treated rock music like classical music, the master of musical complexity. When he crafted a 7-minute masterpiece dissecting America's sexual hypocrisy, radio stations didn't know what to do with it. Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. Brown Shoes Don't Make It, 1967. The song's provocative lyrics made programmers uneasy, and its intricate, unpredictable structure made it nearly impossible to edit for radio. Many stations pulled it from rotation or refused it entirely, keeping it off the airwaves. Zappa's fearless commentary and refusal to compromise turned the controversy into a badge of honor. Fans sought out the record in defiance, cementing its status as a bold, legendary statement in rock history and proving there was an audience for sophisticated, uncompromising rock music. Easy, easy. Number 6. 5 Australian rockers had already earned a reputation for their thunderous riffs and rebellious attitude. Masters of hard rock simplicity who could make 3 chords sound like a freight train. But when they released an anthem about taking the ultimate ride to damnation, religious groups and conservative radio stations declared all-out war. AC/DC, Highway to Hell, 1979. The song's title alone was enough to trigger mass hysteria. Religious broadcasters called it satanic propaganda. Conservative stations banned it outright, claiming it encouraged devil worship and moral decay. Parents' groups organized boycotts, convinced the ban was leading children straight to eternal damnation. The reality was far more mundane. The song was about life on the road as a touring rock band, with the Highway to Hell representing the grueling, destructive lifestyle of constant travel and excess. But subtlety wasn't AC/DC's strong suit, and the literal interpretation stuck. The band only made AC/DC more popular with rebellious youth, who sang the song as the perfect middle finger to authority. Highway to Hell became their signature anthem, proving that sometimes the best way to become legendary is to scare the hell out of the establishment. Number 5. Britain's heaviest rock band had conquered the world with their thunderous sound, the undisputed kings of hard rock. But when their golden-haired frontman unleashed his most primal scream of desire, radio programmers discovered some places rock shouldn't go. Led Zeppelin, Whole Lotta Love, 1969. The song's middle section featured Plant's orgasmic moaning over Page's experimental guitar effects. Conservative stations banned it outright. Even progressive stations edited out the controversial section. But Zeppelin's audience didn't care about radio play. They were selling millions of albums through word of mouth. Whole Lotta Love became their signature song despite radio's reluctance, and the squeamishness only added to its mystique. Number 4. The world's most famous Beatle had traded pop stardom for political activism, the conscience of rock and roll. When he penned a gentle piano ballad envisioning a world without religion or nationalism, the backlash was merciless. John Lennon, Imagine, 1971.
Imagine all the people.
Religious groups called it blasphemous. Conservative commentators labeled it communist propaganda. Bible Belt radio stations refused to play it. The song's gentle melody couldn't disguise its radical message.
It isn't hard to do.
The controversy amplified Lennon's message, turning Imagine into a global phenomenon. The song became an anthem for peace movements worldwide.
Life in peace.
Number 3. San Francisco's most politically charged punk band made the Sex Pistols look like choir boys. The angriest band in America. When they released a track combining genocide references with American privilege bashing, radio stations pretended it didn't exist. Dead Kennedys, Holiday in Cambodia, 1980. The song's title alone triggered bans. Its complex, controversial lyrics made them persona non grata on commercial stations. But the Dead Kennedys weren't aiming for radio play. They operated outside mainstream media. The radio ban helped their credibility within punk circles. It proved they were authentic rebels, and the song became one of punk's most enduring classics. Number 2. The world's greatest rock band had spent the decade pushing boundaries, the ultimate rock outlaws. But when their lead singer assumed the role of history's ultimate villain, even devoted fans wondered if they'd gone too far. The Rolling Stones, Sympathy for the Devil, 1968.
I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain.
Religious groups organized boycotts. Conservative stations banned it immediately. The controversy reached fever pitch when linked to the Altamont tragedy in 1969.
Oh, yeah. But what's puzzling you is just a
But this wasn't devil worship, it was a history lesson. Jagger was chronicling humanity's capacity for evil. The band only increased the song's power, becoming the Stones' most notorious track that proved they were dangerous in ways the Beatles never were.
I rode a tank, had a generous ring. When the blitzkrieg raged and the
Number 1. A garage band from Portland recorded what should have been a throwaway cover. 5 guys who could barely play their instruments. Instead, they created the most investigated, most banned, and most misunderstood song in rock history. All because nobody could understand the singer. The Kingsmen, Louie Louie, 1963. Teenagers claimed the song contained hidden, obscene lyrics. The FBI launched a 31-month investigation. Radio stations banned it nationwide. Indiana's governor prohibited it statewide. All because of a misunderstood 3-chord rock song. The truth was mundane. It was about a sailor missing his girlfriend. But Jack Ely's slurred vocals made the lyrics impossible to understand. In the paranoid 1960s, unclear lyrics meant dirty lyrics. The band backfired spectacularly. Louie Louie became a symbol of generational rebellion and government overreach. Rock's most celebrated anthem of innocence, corrupted by adult paranoia. Bonus. Minneapolis's diminutive genius blended rock, funk, and sexuality into an irresistible package. The purple-clad prince of controversy. When he included one explicit line about female self-pleasure, he launched the biggest censorship battle in music history. Prince, Darling Nikki, 1984.
I met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine.
One line about masturbation triggered the most significant censorship battle in rock history. Tipper Gore heard her 11-year-old daughter playing the song and founded the Parents Music Resource Center. Congressional hearings followed. The music industry was forced to adopt warning labels. The controversy made Prince even more famous and established him as rock's premier provocateur. Darling Nikki became a symbol of the culture wars that defined the 1980s.
So many devices, everything that money could buy.
Rock stars testified before Congress about artistic freedom, turning the whole affair into a circus that cemented Prince's reputation as an artist who refused to be controlled.
Next morning, Nikki wasn't there.
These songs prove that censorship often creates the very thing it's trying to prevent. Legendary status. Every band just made these tracks more essential. What's your favorite band rock song? Let us know in the comments below.